it's actually a female that is the heir to the earth, not a male. Right? They telling you that the matriarch is being woke up to reclaim their birthright to the earth.
Yeah.
Jupiter ascending tell you that the heir is a woman. And not only do it tell you that the heir is a woman, it tell you that her brother wanted to steal her stuff from her.
Yeah,
and their mama came out and corrected him and told him he can't take her inheritance.
So you're talking about the spiritual cutoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though they used the pale-faced characters, what's the storyline?
That part.
Right? Jupiter is ascending. They only reason they woke her up from her slumber as a human was because it was her turn to ascend to the throne over her inheritance. Right? But the male got the responsibility to make sure that Big Mama get her stuff back, because we all mama's boys in the end, because every one of us got a mama.
I think in the beginning of time, women had 3 X chromosomes, right? And the reason I say that, they could have used it, you know, in adult films or whatever. They could have used Y. Why did you use XXX? And the reason I say that is because I think that X chromosome was the activation of the parthenogenesis, which gave them that spiritual capability to create man in the form of genetic mutation with the 2.8% of her chromosomes to create man. So that's why when you look at the man's chromosomes, as far as the X and the Y is really a broken X because he came from the woman. So that means, you know, the woman in itself has the ability to tap into her orgone energy to where she's able to control the weather like Storm on X-Men. So the matriarch, right? So that activates the X gene within us too, as well. So the X gene, like I said, it's one of those things. It's not a coincidence they call it the X-Men, because the X gene activation in itself is where you tap into the apex of your spiritual energies. So this is why I said I didn't read this in a book or whatever. This is just from my own independent research.
The divine feminine waking up and activating their warrior spirit and what they're capable of doing with that also corrects matrices like this. Okay, because I've always sensed that even when they're referring to this Messiah, that in the ancient text, they were still not referring directly to a male, though. They were actually referring to at least a being that had a womb. And then even beyond that, it's also referring to those who are actually able to activate that within themselves. And that, of course, you're already together inside of your consciousness. And so we encourage you to definitely get more into that, get into that unified field.
We represent the high ideals of awareness that breeds legacy and greatness. Our multidisciplinary trains on the height of mankind's wisdom and understanding. We intend to usher in a true golden age of spiritual awareness and peak mental health.
SIBO AI, it's not just an app, it's an invitation.